Hello everyone, cncHD here and welcome back to my map building here with the Tournament 50k VNS map. We left off here at this position. It was like that. That is what we created last time. What I realized is something I didn't realize last time is I thought we are playing like this. And the base is on the bottom and the other part's on the top. So I thought it's like this, but actually it is like this. The base is on the top and the rest is on the bottom. So that is a bit of a slip up by me, which is not a big issue. Just something I realized after rewatching the video. And I also thought a bit about the map design and being symmetrical and all the other great stuff, and I came to the conclusion that I do not want to mimic the base from the top to the bottom. So I don't want to mirror this over. So why should we have two USA bases here on this map? It's enough if you have one base. So why not make the other part like a training ground for the US troops, for example. So this whole thing on the bottom will be deleted. I will completely annihilate this, but I will leave the marks here in, the little indicators, so I know where we left with the symmetrical stuff. So yeah, we will delete this. And what I also thought about is that we don't do beach type, but we do grass type. It's a bit of beach, but not exactly hardcore beach. It's a bit less of that. That's also what I'm going to do. It's a bit of a cleanup first, and then we go into a repainting. Okay. So, this thing needs to go. We have it on the top position of the map, but it's unpassable terrain, so we will just delete it. Let's just delete this like this. And what I thought about is that I have also created Gentool's secret lab, and here I used grassy textures with a beach type stuff on the top. I will do the same thing here again and copy this over to the other map. So here we have a few texture of grass, and I will use this and implement this on the other map. So here we have the basic texture. This is beach park grass medium type 13. This will be our texture here for the ground. Let's paint this in here on the bottom. So, beach park type 13. And yeah, we just paint this in. We will also delete the texture on the road. This will be obsolete. Let's bring this here to a big position and color this over. The whole sand will also be recolored. So for now, let's paint over here with the grassy texture. It will look ugly now, but trust me, in a bit it will look better. Okay. Big brush has done its thing. Now we can use the smaller brush to delete this. We could also use the flood fill, to be honest. I think it's much easier with the flood fill. Saves us a lot of time. Boom. And there we go. All right. Now delete this, delete all of that. And for the right part as well. just paint over. There was nothing done here with the texture, and we also painted over the top, which is something I wanted to do. Okay, now we have changed the basic ground texture, and we will create a little palette here on the bottom left to give me an idea of what textures I used. We use asphalt for that. So let's paint this over here. A little bit of an asphalt texture. And now we use the beach park type 13 texture. Make it size 3. This is our ground texture. Now the next thing we will use, we look at our palette from Gentool Secret Lab. We have this brighter color, a bit darker color, more brighter color. We all copy these in. So this was type 13 beach park. This will be type 13 light. Type 13 light. Let's bring this in. And next we have on field, the last one. Field, last one. This one, type 22, I believe. Let's recheck. Yes. Okay, and next in line we have this ugly color on residential type 33. Residential 33. Okay. Now let's check what else we have here on the map. We have here the cliff textures. We will need these. So let's make a cliff here and copy these over as well. Cliff. Here's a cliff. I mean, I could also use here just this one. 200. Oh, wow. Okay, that's way too big. That is not what I wanted. 2 and 2. And this goes away. Oh, wow. Okay, 200 might be a bit too big. Let's go with 60. All right. And now we can paint in textures. First one will be this, which is transition, the second last one. Transition, the second last. Paint this in. Then we have this one, which I really like as a texture. Transition, one above. Here's the second texture. Next in line, we have this color, which is also a great color. Transition brown. There. And next we have this one. Transition type 13. This one. And next. Hey Nazi, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. We are continuing to build the 50k map here in the stream. Transition type 8B. Okay, this will be the last color of the cliff. Then we have all the cliff textures. Now, what else do we have here? I think that's basically it. We have a few colors here on the right. This one is type 12 on residential. Let's copy this over. Type 12 on residential. There's this one. There we go. And then we have this one, which is the last one. Type 1 on residential. Type 1. Boom. There we go. Okay, save. Our palette is complete. Now we can look how it is painted on Gentool Secret Lamp. What I want to begin with is the beach, as I want to start off with the beach. So this is the ground color. We already used this. I'm not a big fan of the bright color, to be honest. We start with the sand first. And thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the heart spam in the YouTube chat. Much appreciated. Desert, type 14 light. Desert, type 14 light. This one. This will be our grass texture. We paint this in here. And then what else do we have here? This one, type 13 from Beach Tropical. Beach Tropical type 13. And then we have type 13 and the grass texture. Man, that's a lot of hearts in the YouTube chat. That is a lot of hearts. Thank you. Okay, let's put this in. Actually, you know what? It will be much easier for me to determine in 3 years what I thought here. So we have here the water. There we have the beach. So this starts here. This is the first layer. Then we have this layer. And next we have the grass layer. So let's check here, grass layer, type 13 Grassy 4. Type 13 Grassy 4. I think your mouse, your left mouse button, I think is starting to get broken with all these smileys and hearts you are spamming. Where do we have it? There, Grassy 4. Feels like clicker. This clicker game where you just click. Feels like this in the YouTube chat right now. Okay, and this is the grassy texture. All right. Now with this, we can create the beach. I don't think there was anything else here which we should take into consideration. After that, we just have the grass textures. Grass type 22 would be the next texture here then. And type 1. It's a bit messy. It also has a lot of blending issues here. But yeah, we will try to come up with a good solution. So let's first start with this texture. Paint this in here on the beach, which is not exactly a beach. It's not really one. What I could do is create some sort of beach. So like that. So we say, hey, this look here is a beach. Okay, like so. Just one small part here as a beach. Bring in the texture here. So here is the sandy texture. And the rest here is actually cliff. So if we go to the cliff texture, we can use this one. which is type 23 brown. And we put this in here. So here's our cliff. It also goes around like so. And here we have a ramp. There's no big use for it here other than building a tunnel there. A tunnel network of the GLA. So that could be of use. Here with this part, I'm unsure how I will texture it. Maybe I will leave... Oops, that was not what I wanted. Maybe I'll leave a bit of that in between. Actually, the dock is missing here. The whole dock is missing there. So yeah, I'm thinking about this. Let's bring this whole dock over here. It's something I still must do. It will be again this itchy part. We cannot exactly make a corner. So let's use this one. Copy paste it. And rotate it by 45 degrees. So 5 would be 75 and 40 would be 135. Not exactly like that. 170. Oh, I just rotate it like so. So I know what direction it should be. And now I make it a bit round as a minus 135, was it? And let's bring this guy in here. I could do it like this. But I feel like I want to have the same itchy part like on the other side. That word makes any sense. We have 18.13 feet here. That would be 30. And we need to make it a bit smaller. Okay. Like so. And now we copy the whole mass from here over there. Man, that is still a lot of hearts in the YouTube chat. It just continues with the hearts. A whole lot of hearts. The love is overflowing in the YouTube chat. Okay, this is the corner piece we want. Okay, how do I select it? Like so. This one will be a bit more difficult as it's covered with details. But I believe this is the part, and this is not the part, this is the part. Okay, this should be the part we are looking for, and yes it is. This is exactly the corner piece we want. Let's not use the lock angle for this. And bring this sticky thingy in here. There's the corner. So it would be something like this. Or this is difficult. Let's remove the water there, the beach thingy there. Remove this for a cleaner look. And now I need to somehow make a corner here. So here I did it like this. If I remove it here, let's see how this looked. This looked like that. Okay, this looked like so. I think we can get the same on the other part. Let's see. So here's the dock. Not the dog, but the dock. And we copy this in here. And now we bring this bad boy in here, which will be a bit more like that. And yeah, let's try it like this. Do we want it to make like so, maybe? Make this a bit sticking. Oh, this goes high up. Wow, this is a high piece. Make it like so, maybe a bigger piece. Don't has to be exactly the same as on the other part of the map. Yeah, let's make it like so. Okay, and this is on an angle of 115. Now this moves in. Like this. Make this a bit bigger. Or is it too big? I mean, it could be alright. Yeah, let's just leave it on this. I don't think it's this big. And the height level should also be alright. This needs to be moved in. I think I need to bring it down by 1. So not 5, but 4. How does this look? He doesn't make this. Now he makes it. 4.5 maybe. It looks a bit messy. Yeah, this is the way I think I want it to be. Then we bring this thing in. Here on the bottom it looks a bit stupid. So the part here with the boxes looks great, but the bottom part is not beautiful. Can we see it here? A little bit, a tiny little bit. So I need to bring this whole thing down so we don't see the ugly part. Hey, Heiko Magic, good evening. Great to see you here. So let's move this down a bit. Now it should be good. Yeah, this should be alright now. Okay. Let's play around with this. -5? Yeah, -5. Okay. -5. Getting this aligned is always a bit difficult. But it's something, again, like, I only see this as a map creator. The players will never notice it. They don't have the eye for that, as they are concentrating on the action. Okay, you go by 25. I think this piece is already on a great height. I think. If not, let's make it 5. Yeah, yeah, this is better. Okay, move this in. And there seems to be an issue there. We need to move this part a bit more to the right. But then the wooden piece will not be so beautiful anymore. Let's play around here with it, because these edges need to be sticking together perfectly, like so. And now this piece goes in in this rotation. And this piece will be at 65. Bring this in here. This should work. Okay. I'm not super happy with it, but it makes it a corner, which is the goal of the whole thing. Okay, now we can work with the military dock again. Let's copy this over here, bring it to the right. This is not perfectly sticking to the terrain. Okay, I need to make this terrain a bit more higher. Like so. Now we are talking. Okay. Move this thing over here. Yeah, perfect. Now, what about the corner? I think for the corner, I actually used the corner. Let's see. Yeah, I did. I absolutely did. So let's use this corner part. And paste this in here. With 45 angle. And I think it was -1 or something. Nope. -16. -16. Okay. Corner is sticking in. And now we need to move in the dock. Copy this. And rotate it by 90 degrees. So it should look something like this. So 135. This should be the angle we are looking for. Let's see. This actually needs to be here on the left. So these pipes need to go. Oh, not this one, but the pipes. Okay, you go here to the left. Bring the terrain up a bit. Yeah, exactly like so. And I think the bridge needs to be bigger for a second bridge part. Okay, this one must be aligned here with this one, like so. Okay, how did I do it on the other part? Here I did the following. Okay, they are touching like this. All right. They're touching with the corner part, but not actually the wooden parts. And these are 1, 2 dock parts and then an end part. Okay, so this is the size we are talking about. So let's go here, make the river bigger. Put some cars for GLA. Players will not like it if I put cars in there. Players are very non-receptive for GLA cars in competitive gameplay. Oh, they absolutely don't like that. We had to make a whole new tournament desert map just to remove the cars. Hey, Vian, hey. Nice to see you here. Welcome, welcome. Okay, make this one bigger. I think it needs to be this size. And now let's continue with the dock. Also, this one needs to be aligned better. Like so. put a train into the map. Hey, Andreas Reich! Welcome. Great to see you here as well. A train, yeah, I really would like to have a train here. The problem is the train likes to kill stuff. So that could be a bit problematic. I'm absolutely a fan of trains. Let's make this 30. But most players are not a fan of trains. Let's move this in. Remove the thingy there on the ground. Yep, like so. And now let's bring in the corner part. Boop. And this will be -16 on the Z. And it will have a rotation of 135 in the minus. Okay, move this in. Now we have the corner. Need to make the river bigger. 5, 2. Yeah, it needs to be this size. It's a big river. Like so. And we have the first bot. Welcome, Mr. Bot. Enjoy the ban. Okay, and now we copy this over to the top. So let's first move the pipes in. They will be here. All good, Taiko Magic, I covered it. I banned the bot. How did I do it on the left? Looks a bit stupid. This looks way better. I'm also not a big fan here how big the beach goes in. I'm not a fan of that. I think I will remove this again. Doesn't really fit the military dock vibe. Need to come up with a better solution. Okay, this will be the water area. We have the one anchor point, pipe, anchor point, anchor point, pipe, anchor point, anchor point. So anchor point, pipe, anchor, anchor, pipe, anchor, anchor. So it's the same thing. Okay. Never mind then. Do the same thing on the right. I know it's annoying to watch, but we need to get through this, otherwise the map is not complete. Now this I have built in too fast, as the river will be too big. So let's get rid of all of that again. Was just a basic rough idea, which we now need to remove again. Okay, make the river bigger with the log angle tool. And this should be the size. All right. Also use this texture, bring it over here. And now for the dock. This also looks a bit stupid here. It's not really covering this area. Need to bring this out a bit more. 30. Because this doesn't look nice that I can see the water beneath there. Needs to be fixed. And it's fixed. Okay, this is not really that nice. How big is the bridge on the left? Let's check. It is exact same size of the bridge. So from the dock piece to the dock piece, we have a length of 330 feet. And if we put the ruler on here, well, we're almost at the same size. Almost. So here needs to be the next dock. This was almost perfect with the size. That is great to know. And now we bring in the dock parts. Copy paste this over. Rotate by 190 degrees. 180 degrees. So, like so. So it's at 45. Okay. Take the ruler again. Yeah, it's the perfect size. Excellent. And we need the corner part. Corner part needs to be put in first. Like so. Then there comes the dock. Copy the dock. To the left. Like so. Yes. And now the corner part. Rotate it a bit by 45. Nazi going crazy on these smileys. Thank you, Nazi. He's going super crazy there with the smile faces in the YouTube chat. Oh man. What is a $50,000 map? There is a community in General Zero Hour which likes to play 3 versus 3 with 50k starting cash. So you start, instead of 10,000 starting cash, you start with 50,000 starting cash. And this is a 50k map, indicating that the players have enough room with $50,000 starting cash to build stuff. So they have a lot of space. So take Twilight Flame, and then you have the size which we need for this map. People will have lots of money. They want to spam lots of units and buildings. They need room for that. That's why it's called a 50k map. It will also be used by the 50k community for tournaments. Okay, let me quickly close the door. 1 second. Came back. Of course, my cat is there again. Cat wants to join in on the action. Why didn't you stream yesterday? I have real life firearm. Real life exists. I know it's hard. And I know you were drunk yesterday, but real life exists. It's a thing. That's why I'm not streaming yesterday. I was not streaming yesterday. Because real life. Cat, now please decide on which corner you want to lay. Preferable blah 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 blah. Preferable not not on the keyboard. Hard word. Really hard word. Okay, well now we need a sidewalk. Okay, I cannot read the YouTube chat right now because a cat is sitting in front of the YouTube chat. I can almost see the Twitch chat, but YouTube chat is completely covered by fur. And now it's free again. Now I can read again. Zero alive, real life. I mean, why were you drinking yesterday then and not playing Zero? Okay, let's bring this over here, make the music a bit louder. This needs to go over here. You can drink and play Zero at the same time. Get drunk in the game. Alright, this is perfectly aligned. Remove these parts. Drunk life, Zero alive, real life. Good one. Okay, quickly needed to drink something there. Single edge out now comes into play again. Here is the question with the grassy texture. We will leave in a grassy texture for now. Remove this whole crap. It's a bit too big to remove. Okay, now this should work. There's also a bit of pieces there which need to be removed. Just single edge out. And we should be good. I wish I could command everyone around in real life like you can in Zero. Clean my house. Oh, I wish I had the house cleaner. But they are so expensive. And I don't want to have a house cleaner. It's just one thing I want to do on my own. Clean my own house. With that being said, I don't have a house. So, this problem is not there. I don't have a house. Few grass textures on white texture, small ones in mid. Really? I don't see any. I think I removed everything. Should be all good. Pretty sure we are clean on that. Yeah, should be all good. Big maps are usually poor on the life of civilians and homes. Okay. Never mind, you saw them. Okay, then I'm relieved. Firearm. The music is a bit too loud in my ears. Now it's better. Okay, bring in the pipes again. Which was one anchor point. 2 anchor points, and then this goes in. And that brings in the bridge. Bridge is in. Now we just copy and paste all the dock parts to the bottom. Question is, how big do I want to have this military base? As I don't want it too big. Now obviously I want the dock finished. But the base is getting a bit too big. Needs to be smaller. We also need to determine the size of the player positions. We will, for that, use Twilight Flame as indicator again. This river is too big. We need to make it a bit smaller. So let's raise this up a bit more. Like so. Okay. I wonder what's happening with the World Builder Championship this year. Maybe Firearm has some insights of that. I believe that Antipro wanted to host it. But Antipro seems to be busy with his governance for the patch. It completely flew by me with the World Builder Champion tournament stuff. Maybe someone has an idea? Or maybe there is none anymore? I'm pretty sure Antipro wanted to host one this year. Or was it last year? Oh, I can't remember. I really can't remember. Firearm has no idea about it. Okay. Because I don't think Legionnaire is coming up with a new one anytime soon. And there is really a need for these big type of maps. But with that being said, we also already have quite a few of these maps. So why are they not being used? I wonder. Hopefully this one will be used. The time I'm spending here is not wasted. That would be a bummer. Putting so much time into it and then it's not being used. I think I had this conversation a few days ago. Okay, bring this all over here. Good part is you can scrap the ideas from it. Gentool Secret Lab never gets played. I can now use the ideas from the texture design. So it's not entirely wasted. Which is good. Okay, you go here. And that completes the dock. Now we have a whole dock. Now for the island part. First we remove the supply docks to have a bit clearer range with the sight. The vision. This needs to be a bit bigger here, the island. The river is too big. So let's fix this. Hopefully not breaking the dock. So that should be the way to go. Yeah, I think that should be it. And I think I should remove this little sticky part. It's not really fitting in. And I'm not really liking it. So let's remove it. Instead, we bring the island a bit out there. This way it's looking better. And here we do this. And I think I broke the corner part. No, I didn't. Excellent. Okay, remove this. And here remove this. Okay. Now this is gone. Fix this here with a bigger brush. Like 20 or something. This whole area needs to be fixed. Seems to be very uneven. Okay. Did this one. This one extended a bit for some reason. Isn't it generally hosted on Community Outpost? Yeah, it is. But Antipro is Community Outpost. He's Game Replays and he's Community Outpost. He's a representative of Community Outpost. So I thought Antipro is hosting it. Pretty sure I got contacted by him. Like 2 years ago. And I think it was planned for 2024. Ah, whatever. Whatever. Okay, this is the way to go. We have the bridge here. And here on the island, I want to have a road. And I have an idea. I already built one. I can use another map I scratched. I removed. So if I go to my maps, I have once built a China campaign years ago. Campaign China. That was 5 years ago. Oh my god, I'm getting old. So when Corona started, I did this map. Okay, not this one. Here I tried to build Berlin, which was another story. I'm glad I never finished. But yeah, I went to Google Maps and I tried to create Berlin. With every detail. With every manhole. With every little detail. My god, am I glad that I didn't finish this. Okay, so we're not talking about this one. We are talking about USA. Should be this one. Yes, it is this one. It is. So yeah, I had another map. I never released it. And it went back into the shelf. But I can use this part, which I really like. And I want to use it for my island idea. Put a lot of effort into this one. So this is basically with this highway. And then this mountain texture next to it. I think it's a mountain texture. It is a mountain texture. Cliff medium type 17. But it looks pretty good on there. Even though it is a mountain texture. So yeah, let's do this. We have the highway. And here we have the dirt path. Maybe I can do the same thing with the dirt path. It would round it up a bit. So the dirt path is dirt road. I will do this. Let's use the dirt road. And it goes here. Without the lock angle. And I also need to think about the beach type. Maybe I don't have a beach. Maybe it's just flat. Maybe it's just a flat wall of nothingness. I mean, why not? So here is dirt road going in a straight line, and it will do a curve like so, curving into outer space. Of course, the grassy texture doesn't look that great with the dirt road. I know so much. So to fix this, we use this sand, which are two sand types actually. It's a whole mass of sand type. And the right one is not really of my taste. There also seem to be quite a few texture errors in there. We use this Beach Park Sand Type 4. Beach Park Sand Type 4. This one. On size 5. So if we paint this in. Question is if this will look good. At the moment it looks like shit. Like a big pile of shit. That's how it is looking at the moment. Especially right next to that USA base. I don't think it's fitting to a USA base. We should expect more like fences over here. Military blockage. Not like a dirt road. So what we expect more is like fences. A bunker. A watchtower, a guard tower. That is what we are expecting here. Not a dirt road. Okay, let's use this arrow. Paint the arrow here in here. With the lock angle. Okay, like so. Do the same thing on the right. And in the middle. Not sure if this is the same distance. Yes, can't leave those docks unguarded, so a bunker or watchtower would make sense. Yeah, I mean, it really would. It's really unrealistic that we are just starting with a clean bridge without anything on it. Okay. Remove this whole crap. So what I did is, in my free time, what I do in my free time, I went back to Banger Base, and there is one part where you can look at the road. This one, and you can see the entrance of Banger Base. And if we take this guy and we put it down here, we will see the entrance of Banger Base. So that is how I expect the road to look like. With a lot of stuff. We have here the lights. We have this wall. We have a lot of cars. Man, this Banger Base is busy. There's even one guy on a bicycle driving here. There's a naval base and you have all these non-military cars. There's nothing military in here. I mean, this is military. Okay, we have a few blockages here. This is not really military. This is just a normal car. And another normal car. And another normal car. And so many normal cars. You could use train tracks. Huh. I mean, yeah, I could. I really like this part, by the way. Maybe I can build this in. Do not block. We have these yellow lines. What is here? Yield. We also have yield. Hey, we have yield. We can use this. We can use the yield. So if we go with big ass road, and on the bridge we make this blockage with the chain link fence, but not too much because the players still need to get out and build stuff there and attack. You could also go a little southeast to Liberty Center, Bremerton. You will see docks with an aircraft carrier and a battleship. Maybe good inspiration. Oh, okay. That's something I'm looking up. Google Maps. Let's see. And it's an interesting thought. Liberty Center, Bremerton. Holy shit, there is an aircraft carrier. Damn. Big ass aircraft carrier. That is helpful. Thank you very much, Vian. Okay, I need to drink something. 1 second. That is super helpful. Now, how is this looking like? We have all these roads. We have lots of roads. We have parking lots. Americans like to park on ocean, it seems. And we have these docks sticking out. You never aircraft. No, it's just one aircraft carrier. Was thinking there's a second one. And here we have crates. Okay, so roads. The basic idea is roads. Of course, we will not put in the houses. Man, can you imagine living there in your house and you're looking directly at an aircraft carrier? You live here in your house, you have a nice view. Really nice view here. And you look out of your window and you see an aircraft carrier out of there. Just casually parking there, an aircraft carrier. Yeah, yeah. That is the view I expect when I'm sitting home. I just look at an aircraft carrier. That thing is huge. You could make a road and parking areas, yeah. I will do that. Absolutely. I will also put in this thing. I really like this. So, back to the road. I learned we have a lot of concrete. So what we need here is concrete. Not this one. Maybe a bit darker one for a road. And we need lots and lots and lots of concrete for a big road. The concrete is going straight down. And the question is this the right concrete? That will remain a question. Okay, on the right, the same thing with the concrete. Put it down here. Yeah, like so. We have a big ass long road there. Okay. And this one needs to touch this texture. And here on the left, it is touching this texture. And then we use the flood fill. This needs to go down. Okay. It's not looking this great for now, but it will take shape in a bit. Okay, let's make it like so. Maybe raise up the terrain here a little bit more. 1 and 1. This should be the right shape. Okay. Whatever. I'll deal with this later. Whatever. I want to build the road, not mess around with water. Okay, and now we use the sidewalk again. How did the banger base do it? What do they have as a road? And they have this little wall, which I like. I mean, it's a normal wall, which every road has. Problem is, we do not have this in Command and Conquer, so we need to have a workaround for that. So we could have a sidewalk, but it's not exactly looking like I want it to be. What else is there? How's this one looking? There's this sidewalk, and there is this sidewalk, and then there is this sidewalk. So it is not really what I'm looking for. We could work with a wall. Where do we have the walls? There. Civilian. Brick wall. Is there a cleaner? We do not want this one. Especially not this one. So obvious thing would be this. This is the most obvious wall part. But maybe we have something else. Okay. I'm liking this one. And what do you have here? Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. We found the wall part. We have found it. This one will go over here without the lock angle. We rotate it by 45 degrees. I feel like this is going to be a great road. And now we bring it down to a minimum, like so. Do a little edge out. I think this should work. Or we just edge out the whole concrete. What happens if we edge out the whole concrete? How will this look? It will look good. Then we go with it. Yeah, we go with it. Saves us a lot of time. That is not what I wanted to do. So take this part, this piece, and put it down here. And I'm not sure if this is the right concrete. It should look way brighter. But I want to have a contrast to the other concrete. So yeah, let's go with it. Let's see where it goes. Maybe it's fine, maybe it's not. We see. Can I bring it down one more? I think -10 is too much. -10, no. -10. Yeah, that is too much. 9.5 maybe. 9.5 it is. Yeah, 9.5. Okay. And now let's just bring in this this wall. Which I have no idea how is it called in English. In German I know the word. Bordstein. What is Bordstein in English? Bordsteinkante. Translator. A curb. Okay.
Curb.
Curb. Okay, we are building a curb. Me and my broken English. It is a curb. Why are you so not working? 30. 10. 10. What is happening here? How can 10 be so... Oh my god, okay. I see what went wrong. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, let's continue with the curb. A new word I just learned. Must be so hard for all the non-German people. In Germany we say Bordsteinkante. I bet this will be a killer for every normal person outside of Germany to pronounce this thing. Man, we Germans. We are so uncreative sometimes with names. Bordsteinkante, I mean really. Who comes up with this name? Who expects someone to say this without being German? Okay, put this in. Boop. Think this looks good. It's a creative way of building a wall. I like learning new German words. Bordstein. Yeah, it's great. Wait till you see and hear the other great German words. There are better words out there, like Lebensmittelkontrollgesetz. That is a great word. But what is this word in English, which I just said? What mess did I just say? Translator. Lebensmittelkontrollgesetz. Food control law. That is way easier.
Lebensmittelkontrollgesetz.
Who comes up with this?
Food control law.
This is so much easier. Food control law. Bam. Nailed it. Why do Germans have to be so complicated? It is beyond my understanding. We call it what? Trottoy band in Dutch. We borrowed some words from French. Kraftfahrzeughaftpflichtversicherung. Yeah, that one is also a great one. I know a Dutch word Swaffelen. I once have stolen the Stroopwafels. I once did that in a map. I stolen the Stroopwafels. That was also a great moment. And 2 weeks ago, when I went to the grocery store, there was a Giotto. I think Giotto is a thing which all countries have, I believe. And there was a taste called Stroopwafels. And I immediately remembered the map, Stroopwafels. So I was now able to taste this delicious stuff, and it was super. It was great. I really liked it. Stroopwafels. Why do people only know the dirty Dutch words? Is Stroopwafel a dirty word? Don't think so. Nickname taught me that. I also know muffkies. It sounds like muffin. Which makes me hungry for muffin. What happened to Queen Muff, by the way? She's still playing? Without trying to simp or anything? Just curious. Asking for a friend. Swaffelen is a dirty word. Huh. Whatever that means. Okay, bring this in. And we have a few height issues here again, which we need to fix. Excellent. I'm liking this road. I'm a big fan of this road. It's great. Also fits in perfectly with the dock. Just want to point it out. It is really fitting in perfectly here. Here we need to have the yield. I've seen Queen Muff around recently. I think she's still active. Okay, that's good to know. Firearm seems not to be so pleased. So there was the yield part, and no, do not block. Absolutely do not block. I cannot write do not block, but I can put in the yellow. What I also can do is put in the white stripes. And there's a stop. There in front there's a stop. So on the right side we can have the yield. So let's bring in the yield. What does yield mean? Yield. I don't think that's the correct one. Huh. Yield. Sprig Green Netherlands. Okay. Okay, let's build in the yield. It is somewhere. Let's first find the white stripe. White. Where is the stripe? Crosswalk, caution area, dash, thick line. That is not the thing I'm searching. Caution, crosswalk. That is the one I'm searching for. So we put this here. Here. And we have the yield. Ich spreche auch kein Deutsch. Perfect. Don't start with it. German is difficult. I wish my native language was English. Then I could speak so much better. But no, my native language is English, putting me into a much worse position than others who have it as native language. Sometimes I really have some language barriers. Okay, you need to be put into the right. Like so. Maybe with the outer edge out. With the block angle. I just start to learn French at the moment. I find French to be a difficult language. I mean, speaking Arabic is even more complicated. I will not start with that one. I know that Jundi, for example, can speak English, Arabic, and a few other languages. I think he is like speaking 5 languages. Jundi is crazy. There's a parking texture if you want to use. Oh yeah, I remember Firearm, yeah. Thank you for the hint. German is very nuanced, which I like. You can say things in German that you can't just say in another language. It really affects the culture. French is much easier than German. Huh. French certainly does sound more beautiful than German. German sounds very aggressive, while French is a bit more flowing, in the flow. It's not coming across so aggressive. Okay, I need to yield. Yield. Where's the yield? Arrow, arrow, arrow. Word yield. Yield. There we go. We have a yield. I had German classes at school for some years. Memorizing der, die, das for each words. Oh god. Yeah. Judy can speak like 20 languages. Oh wow. Really? Arabis I know a bit in my fewer workspace, so I can talk a bit, but no writing. I mean, if you can write it, damn, that's as crazy as writing Korean or something. I'm very pleased how this map is going. Very. I like how you can see the Google Maps car camera there. That is some spacey camera. Okay, do not block. And then we have dashed lines. Maybe I just use the highway. How about that? I could also just use a highway and not make things complicated like I'm doing right now. I like the grassy strip line in the middle. I still like this part there in the middle. It will be hard to build. Not gonna lie. There's a stop sign there. I mean, I could use the thick line there, or I could just use a road. But using a road now would destroy the whole picture, I believe. So if we go with a 2-lane, I mean, it could work. If we put this here right next to it, would this look good? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. It destroys the whole picture for me. If I look at this, it looks clean. It looks like a clean picture I can work with. And I really like this yellow part there. It's adding more military vibe to it. Maybe we can build this in with the yellow. And we have a few yellow textures. Park space cross. Caution strip. We have this here, which is not entirely yellow, with a thick line, dashed white line, caution area yellow. So we do have yellow. And we can use yellow. So let's bring the yellow part in. Yes, the yield part, do not block. If we put this in here, maybe you can go a bit over the white line. Just thinking here. Trying to think of something good. Maybe like so. And then we go in here. Bring this in and bring this in and close it off. Now we have created this box. Maybe like this. Yeah, it is a box. And it works. I often watch documentaries in German. I can't understand everything, but a lot of it makes sense. I often watch documentaries in English. And I'm quite enjoying it. So, yellow. Crosswalk yellow. Can I perhaps use a crosswalk? No, that would look stupid, right? It would look stupid. I mean, it looks interesting. It's an interesting thought. But I would prefer having a yellow line. Dashed line. Thick line. Word, stop here. Arrow large. I think there is no more yellow. So the crosswalk in yellow would make more sense. I think I will go with it. Crosswalk. I know it's a crosswalk, but it does make the most sense. Let's see how it goes. Maybe I can write in do not block. It would be so cool to have it in there, do not block. Or maybe I can put a stop here. No, we have to stop on the front. I'm really not sure about a crosswalk. I believe the crosswalk is not looking great. It's looking like a landing place or something. Like you want to land a helicopter on there. Maybe I can put something else on there. And I'm not really happy with this. Maybe another thick line. It's a white caution strip. Must be something else. Maybe this one. We try this one. But it's looking more like a circus than a military ground. Do not block. Not entirely happy with it either. Huh. Or just leave it blank. I could also just leave it blank. Maybe that would be better than this whole mess here I'm just creating. But let's, for the fun, let's continue it a bit. See how this goes, how it looks. Will this look good? I don't think so. It has an interesting feel to it. It definitely has an interesting feel to it. If I look at it more closer. But it's going all over the stripes here. Nah, I'm leaving it blank. Till I come up with something, I'm leaving it blank. No symbol. Caution. I mean, why should they be cautious? I'm putting in caution here for until I find something new. Just a filler. So let's have caution in here for whatever reason. And we need to put it a bit more to the middle. Caution. Okay. Now what I want to achieve here is the players to collect supplies. That's the whole main goal of this thingy. Collecting supplies. I also need to check if trucks can drive over this wall here. That would be important to know. So we have the player starting position here somewhere. I believe here on the left. Show waypoints. They are on the top. Let's bring them down and test if we can go over these wall pieces. As this is a very important thing to know.
Challenge everything.
Ah, control music is so cool. So, maximum speed. This map is already starting to look cool. GLA.
Do not hurt me.
So how's the size looking? Think there's a good size to build buildings? Now question is, can this guy go over the wall? He can.
Does it have to be so far?
No, he cannot.
Does it have to be so far?
Well, that is the end for the wall then. Wall will be deleted. Good that I checked it. He cannot go over the wall.
Far. I do what
It looks like it, he can, but he can't.
you change your mind often.
I think this looks cool.
I will go. Can I have some shoes?
And from the building distance, that's all right. Maybe if we give him some shoes. I mean, he can build a building on there, and then he can perfectly fine walk over it.
What do you want with me?
Ah, good that I tested it. Yeah, it looks cool, but nah, sadly doesn't work. I'm sad to say this, but this needs to go again. Really sad news. But design comes below gameplay. Gameplay is always more important than design. I can design the best shit here, but if it doesn't work, then yeah, remove it. So I'm sorry to say where this goes. Flying out of the window. No, not this one. This one. This is making me so sad. Put a lot of effort into this. And it's just now all gone. Okay. Delete, delete, delete. Maybe I just placed down a sidewalk. I still think the sidewalk is not that thing we need. Ich wäre schon verzagen. Is that correct? No. It doesn't sound correct. That sounds like something else, but not the thing you want to say. No, okay, absolutely not this one. Cobblestones? Oh, wow, no. Crosswalk. Caution, dashed line. Maybe if... come on, not again. Maybe if I use this one... as... what was it again? A gulp? It looks stupid. It is not what I'm looking for. Thick line. This is too bright. Caution strip. You're not in a circus. Park space. Helipad, circle cross, street hole cover. Oh, wow, wow, what? No symbol. Word stop here. Word caution, word yield, word arrow large. Train track, dirt, sand road, parking lines. Verzweifeln. Yeah, you're going crazy. Turning insane. Sidewalk. I don't want to put in just a simple sidewalk, but hey, whatever. Sidewalk still looks the best. Sidewalk it is. Bam. Decided it. Boom. Don't care anymore. Don't care. Don't give a shit. Sidewalk it is. Sidewalk it is. Destroys the whole picture. But hey, it is a sidewalk. Whatever. Are you going to sell the map for 50k? No. No, vodka. That would be amazing. Selling the map for $50,000. Wow. Then I would build way more maps for this community. Nah, it's just for the 50k player community. The players who play instead of 10k with 50k. It's for them. A map with great space. Lots of space. Building space. Okay, bring this guy over here. Next thing, we need a guard tower. I know exactly where I'm going to place it. Okay, this is all over here. Despawned. I also never knew about this word. Maybe you can change it later if you find any better solution. Yeah, good point, Andreas Reich. Now we put in the guard tower. Guard tower. Guard tower, where it is, under buildings, structures, G for guard tower. There we go, and this one will go right here. Should be more in the middle. But then I have to move the arrow, which is not a big issue actually. So I put this down here. Make a few arrows here. Like so. Hey, kitty cat. How are you? How's your life as a cat going? And now I want to have the middle concrete stuff. I liked that idea. So this one, I want these middle parts. How do I build them in? I'm not sure yet, but we will figure it out. It will be a bit more difficult. Also, I need to watch it, that I'm not destroying too much of the building space and the maneuver route for the Humvees. Humvees need to micro. There's a stupid wall in place. Blocking it will not be great. We need best player experience, not visual experience. Visual experience is cool, but player experience comes first. And if that wall is blocking... I missed the cat cam. Yeah, cat cam is nice. Maybe some later, but not right now. It will also stop the stream in a bit. It's getting late. Building for like 20 more minutes, then I will stop the stream. So at past, I will stop the stream. So I cannot build this whole mess. I can put in the stop signs though. That is something I can put in the stop signs, which I will absolutely do. And the white lines. So white lines going in, stop signs going in. I will not put in the... Why is there a waypoint? Oh, because... okay, I see why there's a waypoint. Okay, that goes away, that goes away. Let's bring in some white lines. To this... Yeah, stop line, stop sign will go in. Okay, put this here. It's 2 white lines. Okay, like so. Not sure if this looks good. I think it does look good. Like so. I think it's okay. And then it continues all the way to there. Okay. So here it's a whole line, and then we have the stripes. You can tell that I'm not a car driver. Else I would know this stuff. Let's make a line here. A line there. And then we start with the other line. With this part. The dots or something. Dip, dip. Yeah, like so. Man, the detail on this map is crazy. Crazy details going on here. Bip, 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 and bip. But what can I say? I just love map making. What can I say? It's a great hobby. Creative. Even though it takes up to 40 to 50 hours to build that map, it still is a great hobby. Continue this and continue it through here. Okay. That is finished. And now we need this on the left. First, dashed line. To this position. So. With the exact same distance. Is that the same distance? I don't think so. It is not. This one needs to go a bit more to the right. There we go. And this one goes to here. A bit more to the left. Okay. Now obviously in the middle there's something missing. Maybe you can fill it up with concrete instead. So maybe we use some concrete here. Or some sidewalks. As the detail is clearly missing here. There's also some stuff in the civilian building tab. Maybe there's something which we can use, which is going to make it a bit nicer on the eye. We have these apartment foundations. So this part. I mean, this looks okay. It's too big, but it's okay. It's exactly what I'm looking for here. We have this part. And it is what I'm looking for. It's just too big. It's way too big. Question is, can workers go over there? So worker needs to test again. Can a worker go over there? Maybe I can do something with that. For the detail.
I will obey.
Okay, worker,
I will
you go here.
Does it have to be so far?
Check this piece if you can go over it.
I will go.
And he can just go right through it.
You change your mind often.
Looks stupid,
Can I have some shoes?
but he can. Absolutely can. Now maybe we have this part a bit smaller now. As this is way too big. Okay, talking about size, are we? There's always a bigger part. That's too small. Maybe I can use this for the guard tower? How would this look like? And I never came to this idea. It's the first time I'm thinking of doing this. But yeah, I think it looks stupid. It's a cool detail though. Can do great stuff with it. How about this? Good thing he can walk over the Bordsteinkant. Yeah, Björn. That's a good thing, indeed. If we do it like so, I think this should work. We have just a few pieces of this. Just a few. And we cover this up with bushes. So if we go here to natural, the bushes, shrubbery, we put the bush on there. Maybe not a dead bush, but actually a live bush. But it doesn't look good. Bush. This does not look good. So if we have a lot of bushes here, let's test this. How this looks. Is this floating now? It is floating, isn't it? I mean, it looks okay. It's not perfect. Because why should a bush grow on concrete? The mystical bush which grows on concrete. But it looks alrightish. That's even a word you can use. Just came up with it. Paste this here. It's okay. I mean, it's a great filler. It fills the spot which I needed to fill and people can walk over it. So, job done. Now let's put a street light in there. A double street light. Is there a double street light? Else we create one. Civilian man-made street light. Stonewall street light. Street lamp. This is not the one I'm looking for. Also not the one I'm looking for. Street sign. Street signs are good. Maybe it is this one. Let's use this one. It's not the one I'm searching for, but it will do the job. Oh, they are cracks in the concrete, so it's possible, like living zone. Ah, okay, okay, good point, Andreas. Good point. They can grow through the cracks. Yeah, correct. Good point. Okay, now we make it double. Looks like trouble. Let's make it double. Totally not ripped off from Pokemon. That is not what I wanted. These lamps are not doing what I want. 35. 45? 45. And you will be... Absolutely not. No. Me and math. Me and math will never be friends. 35. This is the lamp I want. Oh. Whoopsie. I wish you could group the objects. Like in Microsoft Word or PowerPoint, where you just group objects. Or Photoshop. Wish that would be possible here. Yeah, that's the lamp I want. Question is, how many do we want? Okay, they have 2. I like 2. We put these a bit more into the middle. Like so. And this whole mess will be ported over to the bottom. Here. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this. I'm not gonna lie. This looks super dope. Let's save. And put the stripes in. I think they had this here too. Also have the concrete wall here. Yeah, there's the stripes there as well. And a lot of concrete walls. Lots and lots of concrete walls. Here we have the chain link fences. Warning signs. And the stop signs. Of course, the stop signs need to be very important here. So let's move in the dashed lines, the dotted lines there. Oop, oop. Maybe I should be symmetrical to these ones? Also way too big. Yeah, I think this was the right size. And this is the right height. I know Firearm would now work with his X and Y coordinates, but I'm going by this. I'm staying confident with this. You go a bit more down. Okay. But I will end the stream now, guys. Getting late. I thank you very much for watching again. Have a great rest of your day. And this was a very creative stream today, I would say. A lot of stuff has been accomplished. The textures have been changed. A road has been added in to the military base. And the docks have been completed. Yeah, overall, productive stream. Super productive. I'm happy with today's results. I can happily say this was productive. Okay, we leave it as this. This looks like a really nice road. I'm super happy about this road. And there needs to be a concrete wall, as the concrete wall was really looking good. And I believe we have the same wall in World Builder. So this part here. We have this in a World Builder. It's just called concrete. And it will be found here beneath. There. That is the one we are searching for. And we also have the barricade, but we are searching for this one. And we can put this one in here. So if we put this in here, and we make it a bit more cornerly like. So like so. And we copy it. Paste. Outlock angle. So this would basically be something like this. Now again, this is now blocking Humvees and technicals. But it brings in the vibe of these little walls, which I want to achieve. Can't wait until we can play out the final one. Oh yeah, I'm also looking really forward to this one. That will be really great to play this one. Will take a few more hours, like 40 more hours, I think. I think 40 more hours, and then this map will be ready to play. The detail on this map is just out of this world. Crazy. Okay, we ended here. That's the map so far. I obviously need to work on the left. It's not perfect. Will be changed. This whole mess will be great. It will be a big training ground where the soldiers train in the mud, and they have their a normal training ground for tanks and footmen to walk through. So good night. Thank you again for joining for today's stream, and we see us in the next one. This is your cncHD. Take care of yourself. Have a good rest of your day. Goodbye, good night, and till next time.